Hey guys, if you haven't noticed already, I'm not in the building, but through the magic of YouTube, guess what? You can pretend I'm in the building. And that way I can still give a lesson and still be driving on the flat, barren badlands of Saskatchewan to go to Saskatoon. So that's where I'm headed today. Do not fret, however, I will be back on Wednesday. So in the meantime, I have somebody taking my spot. I wish I could acknowledge that person's name, but I do not know his or her name at the moment because that person hasn't said yes yet. But we'll just say thank you to that person and move along here. So our topic for today is basic statistics. It's going to take several videos to get through all of it. And we'll go through as many today as is practical, and I'll pick it up live on Wednesday when I come back. So you know from grade 11 that there are three basic terms that represent the measure of central tendency. Those three terms are the mean, the median, and the mode. We know the mean in everyday language as the average. The median, it's the number that splits the whole set of numbers into two halves. And the mode is the number that happens the most often in a list. Okay, actually I'm going to add another one to that. I'm going to add range. And range is just the difference between the highest score and the lowest score. That's all. Okay, so there's nothing a whole lot to talk about when it comes to the mode and the range. There's nothing really to calculate that's very difficult at all. So I'll focus on the mean today and the median, those two. So the mean has a new symbol. And believe it or not, this is take 5. Can you believe it? Take 5 of the first video. I've already got some of the other videos done and proofread and proof listened to already, and they're okay. So I have to keep redoing this one because I kind of make little boo-boos along the way, and it doesn't work for me. So we have a new notation for the mean. And it's this notation here. So it's X with a bar on across the top. And you might be surprised to know that we call this X bar. Yes, X bar is also known as the mean. So if I say in a question, what is X bar of this list? Well, you know that you have to get the mean or the average. So another symbol, a couple of symbols up there. This one everybody knows, equals, obviously. No explanation required. And then there's that Greek symbol there. And that stands for the sum of. It's the Greek letter sigma. And if you look on your scientific calculators, you will probably see that symbol on one of the buttons, and that symbol is very powerful. Whenever you see that symbol, it means you take everything and add it up. So what is it you're adding up? Well, we're adding up all the individual x's, all the individual scores. Then, after that, we divide it by n. So this bar here, this fraction bar, it does what any other fraction bar does. It takes the top and it divides it by the bottom. So this is a recipe, and we're going to use this recipe today. Now, my assumption is if I were to give you a whole bunch of numbers to find and ask you to find the mean, you'd be able to do it without a lesson. I'm counting on that. So if I give it to you this way, however, it looks different. And this way allows us to use some algebraic techniques and so on. Okay, so what does this all mean again? I'll just write it out. This means the mean. X bar stands for the mean. This guy here, this is the sum of the little x is an individual score. And of course, where am I here? N equals the number of scores. All right, so there's our formula. Up to now, you've been given a whole list of numbers, how many numbers there were, and you were crunching them out and then coming up with the mean. Very nice. And that's obviously the first step in doing this topic, okay? So let me flip the page. Very quickly, we'll just make sure we remember how to do this. And what is the mean of this set of numbers? Well, simply add them up and divide by the number of numbers. So let me just move the sheet away. If you add them up, 7, 17, 19, 29, 32, 42, 47, 57, 66. Okay, the total, so the sum of all the x's equals 66. We also know that n equals 5. And using our fancy new notation, we can say this. X bar is equal to the sum of all the individual scores divided by n, which is equal to 66 over 5, which of course equals to 13.2. Okay, so you probably didn't do this part before, but I wanted to use the notation just to show you how it's used. Okay, so 13.2. Next one I'll talk about is the median. We're not done with the mean yet, by the way. We've got lots to do on that, but I just want to show you some new stuff. The median, I'll put it in red. The middle number, whoops, number in an ordered list. Middle number in an ordered list. If there are an even number of numbers, so if there are an even amount of numbers, and see, that's what happens when you change your words inside your head. Your grammar gets a little bit muffled up there. Look, that should be if there is an even amount. But, oh well. Glenn, please forgive me. This is math class, right? So if there is an even amount of numbers, take the average. Let's see, am I still on camera here? There There we are. And let me pull this back into the screen a little bit of the two middle numbers. There we are. I tried working with a whiteboard, but it doesn't work for me because I have no record of what I've done when I've erased it. So I like this flip chart here. So I don't think we're going to worry about doing much more with the median, okay? That's easy. I don't want to bore anybody. So I'm just going to remind you here that in this example 1, what is the median in the following set of numbers? Can you take the median that way? Well, it's a simple set of numbers, right? You can't take the median because 7 is the middle number, but it's got to be in an ordered list. So we go 4, 7, 8, 9, and 12. That is the median. And I usually represent the median with a big M like that. Now that also nowadays, as you know, means you've got mail from Google, but in this case, means the median. I don't know if anybody laughed out there, but if you did, you're in bad shape. Okay, so let's go and keep going. The mode is the score that occurs most often. And determine the mode from this set of numbers. Guess what? I don't even have a set of numbers there. So the numbers that I had were 2, 3, 3, 5, 7, 7, 7, and 10. Well, which one happened the most? Looks like 7. 7 is the mode. Simple as that. Perhaps there will be 2 numbers that occur the most, or they tie for the most, put it that way. Well, in that case, it's called bimodal. There's 2 modes. If I were to put another 3 in there, it'd be bimodal. One mode is 3, one mode is 7. All right? And finally, as promised, I said I'd talk about the range, and really the range is very simple. The range is just the highest value subtract the smallest value. So highest subtract lowest. In this case, using that example there, it would be 10, subtract 2, and that is 8. And I hope you didn't need a calculator for that one. So the range is 8. Alright, so I'll stop talking now, and at this point you can take and do a few of the questions. And I shall see you back here in a few minutes when most of you are done this assignment that matches this video. Okay? Take care.